Chat. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's 12:30. Good afternoon. Or good morning. Who's that? Who was that? Helen's in Australia. I'm pretty sure it's good morning for you, Helen. Great to see you guys. What's up? What's cracking? Check in the chat. Great to see you guys. A lot of familiar faces. Couple new names. If you're new, welcome to Overskill Live. Stoked to have you guys here. Awesome. Hey, check in if you haven't already. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. I think it's so cool that we get to work global right now. It's awesome. Morning, Tim. Good to see you guys. Morning, Richard, Judy, Olivine, Mark, Jason. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, so for today, gang, I really want to get into Overskill. I want to continue working on that appointments app. And I have a bunch of announcements and some really cool stuff happening specifically next week. And I want to talk a lot about how you guys can get prepared for that. So before we get into all that, though, good to see you guys. Before we get into all that, let's go ahead and hop over to my Overskill account. And I want to pick up right where we left off on Wednesday, was it? Or Tuesday? Tuesday it was. Bingo. All right. So this is exactly where we left off, gang. Here's how I want this to go. I want to get this prompt in. I want to catch us up. I want to get some work happening in Overskill. And then we're going to talk. We're going to hang out. And we're going to go over some announcements. But here's where we ended, right here. So I came in this morning, and I do it in the morning just to save us time so I can kind of catch us up and we can be more productive in the moments. But I said I'd like you to do a full by the way, I was in plan mode here. I went over to plan mode. I had some things that I wanted to talk about, some ways that we could change the app or improve the app or its functionality. So that's literally what I did. I didn't go through and I didn't preview every single page, click every button. We're going to do that soon, but I just told Overskill, I said, hey, do a full QA of the app and find what features and functions it might be missing. So it did. It went through and it did the audit. And it gave me the honest code level audit. I got what works today. The time zone engine works nicely. The availability editor works nicely. The booking page works nicely. The admin dashboard works nicely. I'm like, awesome, great. Here we go. We have some problems though. No booking can actually be completed. Okay, what's that mean? This is the number one thing standing between you and a working business, and it verified it in the code. Nothing is ever saved. So I really like reading through this stuff, especially in the beginning when I didn't know how any of this kind of worked, like the back end, the databases, the tables, all that stuff. I loved reading it, and it was a great way for me to kind of understand what's going on. If you don't know what this stuff means for now, that's okay. You just read the text. Basically, it's saying that created booking is not called anywhere. When people make a booking, that isn't doing the actual thing. So no problem. The booking page requires login. /book is wrapped in the things that require a login. And a brand new client who clicks your links gets bounced to a sign-in screen before they can book. Ooh, we don't want that. Okay, great QA. Your profile isn't set up. Got it. Okay, no problem. That's little simple stuff that I'm not super worried about right now. I'm going to build it so that when you guys have this, it's easier for you to make your profiles. Yeah, if you guys are having a hard time hearing, top right of YouTube, you'll see a little volume button. Just click that. Just click that. Cool. Good questions in the chat. Hey, if you guys have questions, hang on for your questions for me. Hang on for like just a couple moments. I'm going to get this prompt going, catch us up. We're going to start work building, and then I'm going to sit with you guys in the chat and answer questions. We're doing a build and talk today. I'm super excited for it. There's some features described as done that are not yet in the code base. Great, fantastic, found all those. And then remember now, in my QA, I told it who I wanted this to be for. I said do a full QA of the app so far and find out what I would need as a coach and consultant to make this actually functional for my business. Right, so I gave it the prompt, as we would say, but I gave it the directive, right? Don't just look at this app as every single business in the world and how every business in the world might need to use this. Just look at it as coaches and consultants, and it really gives it the scope to do the thing. So, sorry, that was a little fast. Features described as done. We just went over that. I know. I want to go slow because I know when you first start, this left side can be confusing and it's always the same layout. So I promise, as you guys get going a little more with this, you're just going to start flying through. But what we need to be functional for our business in priority order. Great. Again, I just went to plan mode and I just said do a QA. We need to finish the booking flow. Absolutely. When client fills out the form, we need to save the booking and send them to a confirmation screen. Absolutely love that. Make the booking page public. It says /book, but that's the booking page. And again, as you start reading through these things, we can see, oh, on /book, which over here on my sitemap, /book, do you see this? /book. So it's just mapping everything. And we'll get better at this as we go, I promise. Set up your real profile and availability. Your name, photo, bio, love that. A confirmation and reminder emails to clients, love that, absolutely. A Google Calendar sync, absolutely love that. Working dashboard actions, absolutely. Package sessions and credits. Sell or track prepaid sessions for returning clients, absolutely. How many of us need that? Do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you need that or you plan on needing that in the future. Put a 2 in the chat if that has like zero need for your business whatsoever. I couldn't see a reason why I would ever need that thing. Client self-service, reschedule and cancel. Yes. I, as a coach and consultant, do not want to be having to reschedule my clients all the time. I want this done automatically. So the big thing I want you guys to, I didn't have all this vision, or even if I did have the vision, I didn't put all this in my prompt. I didn't start out with all of this information. I built, I saw what I had, and then I can start really working on the things that I need specific to me. Yeah, awesome, gang. Awesome. And payment collection for paid sessions. Yeah, we're going to use Overskill payments 100%. It tells me I'm in plan mode, so I've only read. If you want to work on this, switch to build mode when you're ready. I then said, I'm just talking to it. I'm just telling it. I said, can we block all this together and work on it all right now? And it gave me the honest reality as my technical CEO. Right? It says the 9 items are a large build. Doing them in one giant shot is possible, but risky. There's more places for bugs. It's harder for you to review. And if one thing breaks, it's tangled with everything else. Its strong recommendation is to queue them all, but build in verifiable phases. So after each phase, I can actually test before we move on. It's a much safer path, and it gives it my call. What do I want to do? I want to build safe, right? So it built me sequences, a couple honest heads up before we start, so nothing. This is a big build across many turns. Each phase costs credits, just like that. Of course. A few phases need a decision or a quick action item from you when we reach them. I'll flag each at the right moment. Great. And that's going to be phase 6, payments, and phase 7, Google Calendar. So here we go. 2 quick things, and then I'll start building. Green light to proceed in phases. Yes, proceed in phases. 2, switch to build mode. I'm in plan mode right now, so I can't do the thing. One small thing that'll help phase 1 land. Right after we make the book page public and finish the flow, you'll want your real name, photo, and hours in there. Awesome. We can do that. Yes, proceed in phases. I'm going to switch to build mode now, and I'm going to say, begin with phase 1. Bingo. Awesome. So now everything that we just built in plan mode, the entire thing, it built out the phases, it built out the structure, and we're just going to start telling it to go build. That's all we're going to do. Producer Chad, can you unlock this guy? Thank you, sir. All right, cool. So now I want to hang in the chat with you guys. I have a couple quick announcements before we do, though. I'm really going to load Producer Chad down now. When you get that thing opened up, let's hop back to full screen, too. So, couple big updates. The biggest one we're going to start with. Have you guys heard about Overskill Games? Anybody hear about Overskill Games yet? Really? Really? Thank you, Chad. Really? Okay. So let's get after it. Welcome, everybody. Hey, really glad to have you here. Welcome to Overskill Live. Overskill Games, gang. It is going to be awesome. Overskill Games starts next Wednesday. Overskill Games is going to be a 24-hour build-a-thon. It's a build-a-thon competition is what it really is. We did one of these recently to a really small room of people, and we're going to do it again because it was just awesome. And the things that people built and what it turned into for those people was awesome. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Chad. So everybody can get registered right now if you want. The URL is games.overskill.app. Games.overskill.app. We'll have that in the chat for you guys really soon, and I'll throw a button up later on about that. Overskill Games is awesome. There's a whole video of that little private deal that we did that you guys can check out. But Overskill Games is going to be a build-a-thon. It's a 24-hour, $10,000 prize competition. It's going to happen next Wednesday and Thursday. What is that? I believe next Wednesday is the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, August 5th through 6th. And we're starting at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. 12 noon Eastern. So there's a ton of info on the page about it. I'll let you guys go through that on your own and check it out. Overskill Games, here's how it works. At 12 Eastern, competition opens up. You have 24 hours to build an awesome, incredible app. And it might be a little bit less than 24. I don't fully know. It's all on the page. But anyway, we're going to have 20 to 24 hours, something like that, for you guys to build an awesome app. This app has to be built within that time frame. Okay, so if you guys have a really cool app idea, something that may be audacious or maybe is not, and maybe it's just like a really cool, unique idea that you've not started building yet, or even if you started building, if you want to be in the competition, have a chance to win $10,000, I would highly recommend stopping work on that app. Hopefully, you're early on in the app, and then you could build a new one in that 24-hour window. So it's going to be amazing, guys. Russell's flying into Atlanta. Todd is here with us as well. And there's going to be some more people here in the office hanging out, but we're going to go live for a majority of this. We're going to go live on this Overskill Games page or live.overskill. Honestly, I don't even know. You'll figure all that out really soon. We're going to have tons of announcements and information for you guys, but it's going to be similar to this, but way cooler, way better. We have Todd and Russell in the exact same room together. So Todd to talk about Overskill, how to make your apps the right way. Russell, how to sell your apps the right way, turn it into a real sustainable business. It's going to be crazy cool. We have tons of fun segments that we're going to be having. So basically, as we're planning it right now, like, you guys are our founders. You guys are a lot of our early adopters. So we get to just share all the stuff with you here because it's fairly private. Anyway, how it's going to work is we're going to open up at 12 o'clock, and then we're going to, of course, give you direction and help you get started and settle the scene. But from then on, we're just going to be building. We're just going to be building. We're just going to be having fun. We're going to be helping people in the build. And that's going to go on from 12 Eastern, I think, until 12 o'clock midnight Eastern. So it's going to be like 10 or 12 hours just straight of me, Russell, Todd, Ben Moot, producer Chad, all the other people that are in the office. You guys will get to meet them on Wednesday. It's going to be really, really, really fun. We're super excited for it. And we give away $10,000 at the end. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? $10,000 cash. It's going to be really, really fun, gang. I'm excited. Let's hop over here really quick. Nice. It's working. I said, let's go start phase one. Okay, great. Starting phase one, make a booking flow actually work end to end. The real blocker right now, this needs to be genuinely public. Great. It found the phase one blockers and it's executing changes. It's working. It's doing its thing. So we can let that keep going. But I'm really excited about Overskill Games. I didn't even look at the chat. Let me check this out. Yeah, Sherry, there's at the bottom of Overskill Games, right down here. Yes, how to win, the scorecard. It's right down here in the scorecard section of the funnel. But it's going to come down to originality, craftsmanship, real world impact, and a short deck that you're going to make, or a short video, like a 30-second video that just kind of shows your work. It doesn't have to be you in the app clicking the buttons and doing all the things, showing the functions. You just have to show, like, here's my app. When you do this, it gives you this, and it helps you do this. And it's amazing because of this. Really, really simple videos. But that's the curriculum: originality, craftsmanship, and real-world impact. We're going to have community voting on that. So we're going to have all the apps. Community can vote for their favorite top 10 apps. Then everybody here at the stream, we're going to look at those top 10 and decide a winner there. Yup. No, 10K cash. 10K cash, gang. Cash. This is not credits. I know it's 2026, so we all need to have a shirt that says we'll work for credits, right? But this is straight cash. Cash with a K. Love that. Sounds fun. Oh, yeah. Thank you, producer chat. We have so many cool, fun things to do in the challenge, too. So, like, talking about credits, we're going to have giveaways. We're going to have raffles. We're going to have, I hope, power hours where in that hour, certain cool things are happening. Don't hold my feet to any fires. I'm still making this as we go, but we are really excited to have a lot of fun with this. And we're going to do, like, some really cool stuff, too. I want to add a segment. Don't hold my feet to any fires here, but I want to add a segment that's like Todd tears down. So let's see the app that you're building so far. Let's see the thing that you did. Give it to Todd Dickerson himself. He'll take a look at it and say, oh, this is really good. You should change this. You should think about this. I wonder if we did this way. And that's going to be crazy revealing to see how Todd thinks. Yeah, that's right, Shade. Cash. So what do you guys think? If you have any ideas for like segments, or if I would love to hear from you on this. You're going to have Russell and Todd in the exact same room for 24 hours. So like, is there anything cool or educational that you would want to learn from them? Are there any roadblocks that you guys face in your business, in your life every single day that you'd love to hear these two guys talk about? I'll hear any and all information or recommendations on that. Oh, this is cool. I like this setup, Chad. I like this setup. That's awesome. Good. I'm glad it sounds fun. I'm glad. Yeah, Annette. So, like, Annette has her idea already. Gang, if you have an idea, hold on to it. It's just a couple days. We're starting next Wednesday. I'm going to be here with you guys Friday. I think we're going to stream at least one time next week. I have to look at the schedule and figure all that out. There's just a lot of moving parts happening right now. But if you have a really cool idea, or if you have a new app idea that you're like, oh, I want to start this next, don't start it until Wednesday. Let's save that thing until Wednesday so you have something great, because it is that 24-hour window. Apps started before the 24-hour window will not count. Everybody's like, I have amazing ideas. I have a really cool idea. This is great. Oh, this is so good. I love this. Let me hop down. Let's hop over to Coachbook really quick. Let's see what it's doing. All right. Things are happening. Okay, so it saw the exact phase one blockers. Book was wrapped up in a protection, and it was routing them to a login. That's the number one blocker. Sweet. The flow dead ends. Absolutely. There's no double booking protection existing yet. That's correct. That is correct. Before it touches anything, it wants to read the rest of the picture. See exactly how everything is working together. Bingo. Everything I need is loaded. The phase one plan is executing now. Here is the plan. Making the book page. Again, as you look at these slashes, these are sitemap pages. So as you read this, you're all going to get so much better at, oh, what's the book page? That's the sitemap. And then when you see crazy stuff like this, if you wanted to, you could hop into your dashboard and you could go to your tables and you could go to your data. You know, if it's talking about rows and columns, ooh, I need to create a column here for that function. We find that right here. Top left, let me close that. This is your chat panel button right here. So if you're ever clicking this or you don't see your chat, just click that button. That's for your chat to either collapse or make it. Like if you're chatting, you'll probably want to open, but maybe you're just testing. You might want to close that. But right up here, this is for your dashboard, and it's the dashboard of this app that you're working on right now. So your tables, your data, your schema, your users, a lot of this stuff that you see that you're like, I don't fully know what that is. This is where those things are stored. And if you want to just learn, get a more conceptual understanding, you definitely can go look at those things. We don't need to, but you could if you wanted to. Cool. So now the core of phase one rewrite. It's going to add the details. Fantastic. Great. Updating the dashboard to read the real bookings. Design system had everything. Fantastic. All right, great. It's just flying. And now it's going to set, both pages are done. It's going to seed, and we'll let this load in. Not a problem. Back to Overskill Games. I think I shared everything about Overskill Games. It's going to be 24 hours. We're going to be live for a majority. It's not a 24-hour live stream. We'll be live for a majority of that, guiding you through the build, having things for you to do at each hour block, really making sure that you guys are progressing in the ways that you want to progress. And then I'm going to be there too, so we're going to be having a great time. This is like, I'm excited. We get to bring you guys into our house for this and put a party on like you guys were coming to dinner on Friday night. So I'm super excited to hang out with all you guys for such a long time. That's Overskill Games. So make sure everybody goes and gets registered for that. Now, next thing I want to talk about is models. You guys probably saw this week, the model war is going down. It's going crazy right now. Claude has been winning for like a year, and X, Twitter, Elon has been biding his time, putting down infrastructure so he could start competing. ChatGPT just launched with their own model to try and make sure they don't become obsolete. We got this new model called Kimi K3 out of China that seems to be crazy cool. So when it comes to models, I need you guys to know Todd's been working them all week, running tons and tons of tests, and he's really happy with the information that he's found out. So I don't have an announcement on models and how they're going to work exactly right now, but I do know that Todd is very excited about the cool stuff he's been able to find this week. All right, that's Overskill telling me that things have been done. So seed row created. What does that mean? If you go to your dashboard and you go to your tables, here's where rows and things are happening. So it's doing all this work in the back end. Right. And of course, I think everybody here knows that's a huge power of Overskill. It does all the things. You don't have to know any of what it's doing. It built it. It's Todd's brain that we get to use every day. So here we go. Phase 1 done. Awesome. Phase 1 done in the task progress. Now we're going to go to phase 2. Oh, actually, sorry. Right up here, we're still starting the build. You can see this green bar going across, building the app. So it's making these changes right now. We're going to let it go ahead and do that. But just from that one planning session that I showed you guys earlier, I have now 7 phases that I can do to completely change the app in every way that it functions. So we're going to keep on doing this today. If you have questions, hold off for them for just a moment. I'm almost through announcements, and then I'm going to be with you guys answering all the questions that you have. So models. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Oh, Amy, great. You just started. Great. Awesome. Really no skin lost, right? No skin lost. Let's pause that. Start it again on Wednesday, especially for those cool apps, those apps that you're like, not only could this make money, not only could this be a business, this could like win a competition. Oh, save those till Wednesday, gang. Here we go. We can see now my progress bar is done. All the changes that I made in phase 1 have been completed. Let's go continue to phase 2. So I'm going to say, continue to phase 2. It's hard. It's tough. I know it's tough. It takes a lot of brain. I know it. I know it. 2026 is just the coolest time in the world. So models, and then questions. I see a lot of questions. Models, though. Models are really, really, really important. And there are so many models hitting constantly. All these different AIs, that's how they're competing against each other, is by the models that they're coming out with. And it could literally be a full-time job just keeping up with models, features, functionality. Is this one faster or slower? Does it work faster but do the work worse? Or does it work faster and do the work just as good as the other model? It would take at least 20 hours a week to be able to run all the tests, to be able to see all the things in all the different variables and environments, to know what's the best recipe, what's the thing that I should be doing right now to make sure that I build my app fast, effective, and correct. But I'm also not burning as much credits as possible, right? How do we save in the credit economy? So Todd's been doing amazing work on that. I just got to talk to him for a couple minutes, and he's pretty fired up on the stuff that he's found. So we're going to be very excited to share with you whenever that happens, hopefully next week. It really depends on what these models do and how they do it. But here we go, gang. Phase 2 is starting the build. Continue to phase 2. It's asking to plan the change. Bingo. That's perfect. And we're just going to let it do its thing. This is how we do it all day, every day. It's going to work a little bit here. It's going to plan the change, and then it's going to give me the plan to that change. Here we go. Here it is. Design direction. It's already established. Yup. Client self-service, reschedule, and cancel. Nice. So I don't have to be rescheduling and canceling. I don't have to be in my business, working my business. That's the worst, isn't it? Isn't that the absolute worst? You're a coach. You're getting ready to go on your next session. As you're about to go on your next session, somebody's emailing you saying they need to cancel their session, which was the next session, and now your whole day is out of whack. But now this whole thing is just throwing a wrench in what you were going to go do with that initial client. You didn't get to plan like you wanted to, and now that client call doesn't go the way we wanted it to, and just so at the client's beck and will, right? We, as a coach, we need to get out of that system by any means possible. It's a great way to do it here. I don't have to change their schedules. If they want to change schedules, they can hop in here and they can change the schedules all on their own. And again, I didn't come up with this. I really want to highlight that. I didn't come up with this. This isn't like, I didn't have all this in my brain when I started. The key is I just started. I told it what I wanted, I found what it did, and then I had some ideas, of course, but I just went back to plan mode, and I said, great, now that we have this, what would we need to turn this into a great product for a coach and a consultant? I told it what I wanted it to do, and it did all the things for me. It was absolutely great. So now it's going to be building phase 2. Here we go. We're deploying up there. So I was talking models. And I think, do you guys understand models and kind of how that works? Let me know in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you guys understand how those models are all working? And then once we get through that, cool. Oh yeah, an access code. Absolutely. If we can get that access code put up, that would be amazing. So the access code, Marcus, we have an access code. You guys are our founders. You guys are the early adopters. We share and we give a lot. Cool. Ones and twos. I got you. No worries. We're going to keep learning about this. It is A-okay. If you're a 2, don't be nervous. Greatest thing, you are using Overskill. So you are leveraging Todd's brain. Whether you understand what I said there or not, you're A-okay. You're going to get the benefits. You're going to get the bonuses from that. Nice. It looks like phase 2 is building. Yes. Okay, so now it's saying one sequencing note. Your build order list Google Calendar sync number 4 before rescheduling. That's right down here. Client side reschedule and with links. So I'm slotting rescheduling first because Calendar Sync needs you to connect your Google account via our integration flow before I can build against it. So it's a connect then build. Yes, per the project's own rules, never rewrite files from memory. Let me read the current state of phase 2 before I change anything. I'll create the endpoint. Okay, great. I'll create the endpoint. The book confirmation screen and the slot policy helpers. Yeah, it got it. I'll reuse the reschedule. I'll also add the manage. Yep, it got it. It absolutely got it. So it went in there and did its own research. It figured out its own logistics for the thing, and then it's going to go ahead and build that. We're going to see the green bar going across the top soon, and then once that's done, we'll see this turn green in phase 2, and we're just going to go move on to phase 3. We're just going to move on. Oh, nice. Access code is there. So, gang, you guys are founders. You guys are early adopters. We get to share a lot of really cool stuff with you. Overskill is not public right now. There's no way, as just a normal citizen, we actually have, I think we're at 4,000 people on the wait list. We're either at 4 or we're just shy of 4. It's one of the two there. So this access code allows you to skip the wait list. You do not have to wait anymore because you're here with us. You get to go right into Overskill. That's what the access code is. You are skipping that wait list. Yep, skips the wait list, Lisa. 100%. 100%. All right, great. Guys, do we have questions? As we're building here, do you have questions? Any questions at all? I know at the very top of the stream here, somebody came in and they were asking about, what do I do if I have a list of questions? If you guys have a list of questions, this is the time. This is a lot of times how our cadence is going to be. We're going to hop in. We're going to be working on projects. We're always going to be doing something productive or learning in some way, shape, or form. So stream's going to start. We're going to hop in. We're going to learn. We're going to be productive. But while we're being productive, there's always a little bit of downtime, right? So we're going to come work, hang, work, hang, work, hang, over and over and over. As you guys are building, like when I'm not here, 12 o'clock at night, you're doing the thing. If questions hit your brain, I'd love you to open up a Google Doc. Just have a Google Doc or like a notepad. I don't care how you take notes. Take notes however you want to take notes. But if you could list your questions, that would be huge. Then when you come to the stream, I'm going to keep calling out like, okay, I'd love to answer questions. Throw your questions in there. Let's get those things answered. Tim, do we need the code if we're MSAI? I don't think so. If you're MSAI, no, you don't. If you're MSAI, you skip the wait list. So you're good to go, Tim. You are good to go. Nice. I'm just going to scroll up on chat here. So we have some build time. Ooh, phase 2 is almost done. We're almost done. But let's start answering questions. What's stopping you now today? Is it an overskill question? Is it a customer question? You know, for any of you guys who might not know, for the past 5 years, I don't know, for the past many years, I've been the principal coach at ClickFunnels. So I've run the coaching, consulting. I've spoken to many people about their businesses and how to run marketing and sales tactics so they can actually be successful. So we can talk about a lot of stuff here, right? We can talk about a lot of stuff. I want to keep everybody productive. I want to keep everybody moving in the right direction. So I'd like to start with overskill questions. If you guys have questions about overskill, if you're trying to build something, if you're hitting some sort of hurdle in any way, or you just conceptually don't understand how some things work, whatever your question is, go ahead and put those in the chat. I definitely want to answer those. Nice. We're moving. It's almost there. We're just doing that build right now. Marie says, Dante, can I give you my app and you help me understand the next step, please? I'm stuck. Marie, maybe. I want to do that on Monday. I want to come back on Monday. I think a lot of you guys are going to have things built on Monday, and that's really what I plan on doing on Monday, is hopping into your guys' accounts. We can share screen, and we can talk and do the whole thing, and we'll let everybody watch. Yep, I'd love that. So Marie, if you want to type out a question about that, like, let me know, kind of give me an outline of where you're at right now. I'll be happy to answer, but I would love to do that Monday. Nice. Oh, cool. Jan had a fun question. We're going to hop over that in a second. It is done. Phase 2 has finished. So we're going to hop over here. Great. And it added the client booking management link. I'm just going to hop over here and say, continue to phase 3. That's it. Bingo. Opus 4.8 is going to go in. It's going back to what we made in plan mode. It's going to pull those phase 3 files and the tasks that it needs to do for phase 3. And then it's going to hop back right here in the chat with me, and we're going to start building that. Yeah, Joe, I am going to give you the apps. Good to have you, Joe. That's the whole point of me building these things, is I want to build really great apps that you guys can use. I'll use my credits. I'll use my spend to build it, give it to you, and then you can just use your credits to make it yours as you want it to be. Excuse me, the very first stream we did on this, I was asking people, like, how many of you have a feature request in... Great, I love that sound. I was asking how many people have a feature request into Calendly right now, and pretty much everybody raised their hand. And it's like, that will never be the thing for anybody ever again. Never again do we need to make a feature request to a software. Never again do we have to have a software tell us, that's a great idea, we'll bank your feature request, to never do the thing that we need it to do for our business. That's not how we move in 2026. That's not how any of us are going to run business. We build the thing that we need for us, how we need it to work. We have full control over it. If we ever need to change it and tweak it for our business or our customer or a new thing, you can. You can. Super powerful. And Jan had a cool question too. So do you guys hear that? I think you do. That is Overskill just saying, yeah, finished. Awesome. Oh, so now my Google Calendar is here, and it's saying, hey, you need to connect your Google Calendar to enable this integration in your app. We'll do that in just a second here, but we're going to go up, continue to phase 3. Awesome. Great. It worked on phase 3. The design, Google Calendar sync. Awesome. Fantastic. It's not connected yet. And that's the problem with the whole phase. All right, so Google Calendar needs to be connected. So here's the connect step. Click connect on the card and authorize it with the Google Calendar, whose calendar you want CoachBook to sync with. Fantastic. I don't need to do this right now. especially because I'm giving this to you guys. I don't need to connect my calendar, but when you take this to your account, you're just going to connect your calendar and we're rocking and rolling. So I'm going to come in here and do the hard work. Continue to step 4. Here we go. All right, so Jan's question was awesome. And basically she says, what do I do? How do I get it to customers once they purchase it? Do they need to host the app on their own servers, or am I hosting the product on my own server in perpetuity? Is there a code that I give them to upload it to their website or page? So, Jan, you can do any of it. It's a really good question. You can do any of that. You can keep the app in your Overskill account and then make it for them, their own brand, their own images, their own colors. You can even bring in a subdomain of theirs and have it run on their own domain and brand. You can host their app in your Overskill account, and then you're just a webmaster, right? You charge them for the app. You charge them for the build. Maybe you want to charge them a monthly retainer where they get like 2 or 3 edits or changes or upgrades done to the app for free, but you charge them $500 to $5,000 for that. You can also say, hey, I'll just keep the app in my system. I'll host it for you. I'll do everything for you that you would need to do elsewhere. And that's just going to be $97 a month or $197 a month, right? A great strategy for that, gang, is the first client that you get, make their monthly charge what it costs you to have Overskill. That's what I would do. So if you're on a $97 plan, that first client that I get, I would make them a really sexy month-to-month retainer offer, or a hosting offer where you will host their things. Sorry. I'll get less excited. Maybe I'll be like 50 or something. I don't know, but I'll be a better speaker when that happens. So you can do anything, Jan. You can build it, keep it in your account, brand it for them, host it, or you can give it to them. You could just sell it to them outright, and then they can remix it. So basically how that works, if we open a preview here, you're not going to see it in the preview. Let's hop over to publish. I can allow others to remix this app, and I can get a remix URL for my app. So let's say they just want you to build the app for them, but they want to host it in their own account, and they want an Overskill account so they can start doing this thing. You can absolutely do that. I would give them the remix URL. And that's like where they can remix it into their own account. They can share this into their own Overskill account, and it's this exact app. And then they can do whatever they need to it to make it theirs. And you could just literally build the app, give them the remix URL, and then they can start their Overskill account. And when we do that, really cool thing, Judy, they become your affiliate. So if they remix the app inside of your account, they're now an affiliate of yours, and you're getting monthly commissions on their account and their spends. So that is a really cool strategy too. It all depends on your setup, really, and it all depends on your customers and their needs. Like, you may have a ton of customers that have no idea about how to host anything. Your customers might not know anything about domains. They might not know anything about anything. And in that case, you're like, you know what? I'll host it for you. And that's a better offer for that customer. You may have other customers and they're like, no, I know about hosting. I don't need a host or anything else like that, but I would love to learn this new app. Could you teach me the new app? Then in that case, it's like, yeah, remix the app, bring it into your account. You'll have it. I'll let you remix it for like $500. And then here's my my coaching package is $1,997. You know, over the next 4 weeks, we're going to have a session every single week, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use Overskill, how to build it, get everything set up so you're set. So when it comes to offers, it's so fluid. It is so fluid. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff that we could do. Back over. Oh, I said continue to step 4, and it said, let me verify whether the calendar got connected before I build anything. Oh, the calendar sync. It's not connected. We need the real status, not an assumption. So I thought I could get through this test without connecting my Google Calendar. I was incorrect. I didn't connect it. It came back and said, we need to connect this. So let's connect to Google Calendar right now. Here we go. Yes, sure. That should work just fine. Yep, go for it. Nice. That was hard. All right, great. Google Calendar is now connected. Let's just scroll to the very bottom. And I did not type this, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed or just so I didn't type. I've connected Google Calendar. Please continue with the integration setup you start. I did not type that. I just did the thing, came back, and it ran it all on its own. Cool. Cool. I'm glad you guys are liking this. This is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun with this. So that was Jan. Really good question, Jan. Yeah, and a bunch of you have this question. So we're going to hit that on Monday. Let's have an awesome weekend. Let's get a lot of stuff done. And we can talk all about how to monetize, how to sell, how to do the thing the right way. That'll be a lot of fun on Monday. Yeah, Micah, don't forget about notifications. I believe that's already in our build plan. We got lists growing. This is so cool. Oh, Sherry says, I need access. Sherry, there should be a button right down below. I think that button is still up, but that was your code if you didn't get that. I'm pretty far back in the chat too, so Sherry, you might have very well got that code. Yeah, there it is. Thank you. Producer Chad's got that comment pinned at the top as well. Cool. Cool, cool. How do I even pronounce this? Gordona, I hope I pronounced that right. You're hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Jean Hallquist, 100%. Yes, you should build an awesome app that customers will use. Yes. Yes, 1000%. Yeah, it's easy to tweak, Matt. That's why I like it too. That's why, because like when I try to use Lovable or Base 44 or get a Mac Mini and try to set up my own robot to do all this, man, it was just so hard to tweak. I didn't when you tweak, you change the databases and the tables and the back end, and you change the base code. And every time I tried to make a tweak, it was just like errors and errors and errors. And then I was connecting two different tables and then two different data. It was so difficult. So difficult. Donnie, what's the best way to prompt Overskill in a way to save on credit use? Have I found any tricks? The only real trick that I've found, Donnie, is like you could take full page screenshots of your app and the pages in your app, and you could go give it to another AI like Claude or whoever you might be using. And you could be like, here's what I have so far. What am I missing? And it could do some of that plan stuff with you. But I literally tried that this morning, and it just doesn't know the code. It doesn't have a real good conceptual understanding of what you're doing. So I was able to use Claude, and it had a couple ideas, and it was able to identify a couple things. But I went back and I just went into build mode here, and I asked it, and it did so much better in build mode in Overskill. So I think the best way to save credits is actually what Todd's doing right now, working on the models, figuring out the model math, which model is going to give the highest yield output for the least amount of spend. That's so we'll just let Todd work on that. That's going to be definitely the best way. Anne said, so you wait till all phases are done before checking in preview. Sometimes it depends. I'm really just wanting to, I want to get this build done. I want to get the build done so that I can test everything. So in this case right now, I'm just flying through. I went into plan mode. I made the plan. While in plan mode, it looked at my code. It looked at everything, right? And it actually understood what was going on. And then it made that whole plan mode. So I'm really confident in the work that it's doing. I might need to check some things, or I might need to smooth some things out at the end, because it is a huge build. This is a massive amount of work that we're doing right here, right now, really, really fast. So I'm just going to check it at the end. I want to move. I want to be quick here. Really good questions. Yeah, when you get this app, 100% Marcus. Yeah. You can change the name of this. You can change the branding of this. You can change the color scheme and design, right? Like, let's say you have more of the typical authoritative coaches feel, blacks and golds, right? Well, you could just come over here and prompt it and tell it what your brand guidelines are. You could even just give it your brand guidelines here in the chat and then say, change the design for my brand. And it'll 100% do it for you. Easy, really quick. Yep, great questions. Tito, how do you host people's apps on Overskill and I become the webmaster? It's just like what I was saying. You literally just build their app in Overskill. They can make a new domain for that app. They can create a subdomain for that app like go.businessowner.com, whatever it is. And then you have that app in your Overskill account. It is running on their domain. You get their logos, you get their brand colors, you get the things that they want from them, and you build it into the app. Now, you remember from a client side, clients like, I need this thing and I need it to do this thing. And if it can do this, it'll change my life. And you're like, yeah, I can do that. No problem. So you go build it and then you give them the URL. Like, it's hosted in your account. You know, you hop over here, it's in your account. Here is the live URL. So you literally hop over here, you copy it, and then you put it in the chat or in an email or in a text, however you send it to them, right? But you build the app, it's in your account, it's running on their domain because you connected their domain or their subdomain, and that's it. That's it. Now they just pay you $97 a month every single month, or $197. Or, I mean, you can make these bigger. We're making offers now. And we have full control of the offers that we want to make. So maybe you charge $500 a month for hosting. And that comes with a one-on-one session once a month where you answer their questions. That also comes with 3 different revisions. There's a lot of different ways that we can do it, but there's no like technical craziness when it comes to hosting. You put their domain on here, and then what you would do is inside their app, you would come over here and you would say, I need to connect this to a CRM, you know, whatever it may be, Active Campaign. Help me connect this to the right Active Campaign account. Or maybe they're using ClickFunnels. I need to connect this to a ClickFunnels account. Help me integrate this with that account. Literally just say that. And now you can have, again, the app is right in your account. You integrate it with their CRM, ClickFunnels, Active Campaign, whatever their CRM is, you integrate it. So they're sending traffic, right? They run an ad or they send an email. They just send this URL, the URL of their app. It's their app. It's just in your account. So they send this URL. People, customers come to the URL. They do the thing. And everybody who does the thing, whether it's opting in or buying, whoop, sends right over to their marketing system. And now it's in their system. And they're doing everything they need from there. I hope that makes sense for you, T. That was a really cool question. I know a lot of you guys had that. I wanted to take a little bit and go over that. All right, we're still deploying over here. I love that. Really cool question, Tito. Really, really cool. Love where you guys are thinking. You guys are fun. Ooh, Shirin. Shirin said in the ROI app, for example, who has access to the info that is being inputted by a user. So I have full control. I can have admins inside of my app. If I have business partners and I want to bring them in as an admin so that they can see all the users inside the app and what they're doing, then you could share it with others. But if you don't want to, you definitely don't have to either. So your question really was, who can access the info? You or you and anybody else you give access to. That's what that answer boils down to. So yes, in the back end, we are full SOC 2, we are full privacy. You don't have to worry about customer data being leaked. If that's your concern, that is not at all a concern, Shirin. And then, of course, you also have your own integrations in your own app. So if you want to send your own leads or customers or whatever it is to like a Google Sheet, and then you and your business partners are all connected to that Google Sheet, well, you can absolutely do that. Or maybe you want to just lock everything down where you, Shirin, are the only one that can actually see the users and see what's happening. You can absolutely do that too. Very simple. Oh, yeah, good, Marcus. Marcus loves the selling ideas. We're going to have fun next week then, Marcus. We're going to have fun. Lisa, cool. Lisa said, Dante, can you make a one-page PDF that explains all this to us? It would be so gold for us to use. I am. That's actually what we're doing here. I'm going to take what we do here and I'm going to turn that into a PDF, an SOP, a standard operating procedure that you guys can run time and time and time again. Yep, 100%. Ooh, Mary Lee, can we submit more than one app for the Overskill games? I'm not 100% sure. That's a great question. I think you can, and I think that's addressed on the page. I think it's maybe in the FAQ. I don't fully know. It's a great question. We'll find an answer to that. We'll find an answer to that for you. Okay, nice. Build is done. So I connected my Google Calendar. Here we go. I've connected the Google Calendar. It went through my design. It verified the Google Calendar is actually live. It is connected by me, Dante. The routing is all ready. My dashboard pulls busy times from my Google Calendar and then mirrors them into a public read-only cache. If you guys are using a different calendar than Google, you'll just integrate that calendar. Like if you're on an iCal or an Apple Cal or something like that. The booking page is checking and pushing the confirm booking page back to my Google Calendar. So now both of these new calendars are connected and speaking to each other. Fantastic. That's exactly what I need. Great, great. Schema's confirmed. Awesome. Great. How does the authenticated coach persist to public entities? Okay. Okay. Yes. So it gets my architecture. It looked back at the code. Fantastic. Google Calendar. Yes. 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 Awesome. Awesome. Great. Fantastic. I see AI working down here, and I can still see executing changes, so it's still wrapping up some of those changes before we move on to phase 4. We're going to let it do all of this work now that I connected the calendar. Yeah, Kai, will there be a replay? Yes, there are replays. When I end this stream and we go back to the waiting page, like you guys can always go to overskill.live and there will always be things there for you. So we have the replays up from past sessions. If you ever want to watch replays, just go to overskill.live when we're not live and you can go to those past replays. Yeah, you can. We have our YouTube channel, Overskill. It's just Overskill on YouTube, actually. It's got our whole logo. You can see everything. Overskill app, excuse me. You can go to Overskill app on YouTube, and once we're done with the recordings, we put them up there too. So that's always there. Ooh, Camille, closed captions on the videos. That's a great idea. Yes. Scotty, which app URL did you need? What were we talking about? Just let me know in the chat. Remind me. Cool. Ooh, Monster was talking about, I had a really big list of questions. That's another thing that we're working on. I don't have an update on that quite yet, but community, a place where you can ask questions, a place where you can talk about this, a place where you can just be excited, and that I can help you guys more and more and more. So we're thinking about that. We're thinking about that. Oh, really? We can submit more than one app. Fantastic. Fantastic. Awesome. Chat, I have to step away for a quick moment. Can you throw up a little waiting? App is building. I'll be right back, gang. Okay, cool. Kai had a really cool question. A really cool question. Kai was saying, when building a quiz, if I have the customized different results summary depending on the score. So like Kai has 3 different customers. They come into the survey segments the customers based on who the customer is to a specific confirmation page specific to the customer and the problems they're having in that moment. That's an awesome quiz setup, Kai. Nice work. Yes. So you have the doc, you have the brain, you have the logic of how that should actually be scored, and based on their answers to the questions, where should they be taken? So really cool, Kai. You could just come over to Overskill and give it that doc, give it all that brain, and you could just put it in the chat and you could say, hey, Overskill, here's my scoring model so that you know where customers go when they answer these questions in this way, and you could send them to the right confirmation pages, and just give it the doc and it'll go through and read the thing. But there's another cool way too. If we hop over here, it is in my project brief. So you can hop down here and you could put this inside of your project brief. And then this is like part of the brain of the app itself. It becomes like this project brief is how everything works. If you guys know what MD files are, this is the MD, right? If you don't know what MD files are, I'll talk about that later. You don't need to know that right now at all. But you could go down in here and you could add it inside the project brief. The first time you're doing it, Kai, for a quiz, I think you'd be perfectly fine just putting that in the chat, just giving it to it, and it'll have everything that it needs. So many cool things we can do in here. Did you guys know that we have tasks and jobs? By the way, like for all of you guys who are having like making apps that maybe. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Kai. Absolutely. That's why we have these. You guys ask all the questions you can in the world, right? You ask all the questions you possibly can. I realize, we all realize, it's a new way to work. It's a new way to think. We all spent the last decade coming up with our workflows and the way that we do things and having an understanding of how work actually gets done, how we actually execute, and now everything's totally different. So A-okay, keep asking away. But did you guys know we could put tasks inside of Overskill? You can have scheduled tasks. Like one of the apps that I'm building is a fishing app that is going to be able to hook into an Apple Watch. That's going to be really cool. Anyway, you can make a scheduled task. So if I wanted my AI to run a sweep of all the lakes across the nation every single day to make sure that we're right on track and have the most accurate information, and that's how we beat our competition, I can just schedule that task. I can schedule that task and I can have it do it every single day, whatever it may be. I can create background jobs. Background jobs are one-time async tasks that run in the worker's queue handler. Ask the AI to queue a job like seed some sample data or send a test email. Right? Maybe you just set up your calendar or your ROI calculator. You want to test results. Easy way to do that right there. And then we have execution history, just a history of all the things that have been done, that actually have been executed. So really cool functions in there. Looks like we're done again. Great, fantastic. So, and by the way, as you guys can probably tell, a lot of times when the work gets done, I just hop right down to the chat. That's a natural, it's just my habit. Because I know I can come down and I can kind of work now. I can work upwards, and I'm just skipping all this. Like, I don't need to read this anymore. I think it's a great thing to do, especially when we're starting, so you understand how it works. But anyway, I don't really need to. We can go through, we can read everything, but I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm pretty much going to come up here, and I'm going to go to the summary. Right? What works now end to end? Busy time blocks your slots. Fantastic. A sync part pulls your real Google events and hides those times on the booking page. Fantastic. For this case, if I wanted to, I could set up a background job that every 15 minutes, it pulls my calendar to make sure that times and updates and schedules are always the most accurate for customers, and a customer never has to book a time that is not actually available. I can just put it right in there if I wanted to. Bookings land in my calendar. Fantastic. So I can just run one calendar. I can just use Google Calendar on my phone, and it's communicating between my public booking page as well. No self-collision. The app-created events are tagged and skipped on the busy poll, so a booking never blocks its own slot. Fantastic. How it's wired. right? This is like what I did. Remember, in Overskill, we tell it the what, not the how. We only give it the what, we never give it the how. So it's telling us, here's how I made this work. Google Calendar is connected to you, so all calendar work runs from your authenticated dashboard. It mirrors your busy times into a small public cache that the anonymous booking page safely reads. Bookings still saved through your existing server endpoints. Only the busy cache, right, is direct. Awesome. One more thing left for me. The changes are on preview now. To make them live on your real booking page, open publish. So it's telling me right now, hey, you just haven't published the changes. I don't need to publish right now, but if I was forgetting to publish, I could always do that. A couple natural follow-ups I'd flag. Right now, a Google event is created on booking, but not removed when a client cancels. So canceled sessions would linger on your calendar until the next full sync overwrites the busy cache. They won't wrongly block times, but the event stays. Cleaning that up or auto-syncing on a schedule so you never touch sync now, or both quick adds if you want them, your call. Yes, I'd like to have automatic sync. This is why I feel so powerful. This is why I don't need to know how to do all of this stuff. Like, technically, I don't technically need to know any of this. I just need to know that in my mind, I just need to know what I want, or I just need to know at least how to get started. It is the most powerful feeling in the entire universe. It really is. Oh, Amy heard that first ringtone. We like that. We like that. Marcus, can you integrate multiple Google Calendars for the Coachbook app? So Marcus might have coaches under him, and he needs to bring in multiple coaches so they have their own calendar. Yeah. That's just going to be a prompt, Marcus. That's all it is. That's all it is. No, Laura, you're never late. You're here. You're great. Ooh, AK, I'm reading questions from our own Overskill chat. Robin, this is totally live. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 12:30 p.m. is when we started, Robin. 12:30 p.m. Oh, my God, it's already 1:30. Holy cow. This fly. I love these, but they absolutely fly. Holy cow. Okay. Okay, nice. You guys are all about commute. Oh, you're talking meetups. Oh, we're talking in person. This is so cool. This is awesome. Yeah, Marcus. Oh, LaDonna, good to see you, LaDonna. Oh, I remember this from Zoom days. That's so funny. Okay, yeah, your MD file, you could just upload that in the chat if you wanted to. You could upload that in the chat. I wouldn't go changing Todd's MD file that he wrote, but if you just upload it in the chat, it'll add to it. It is the fastest hour on the net. I don't doubt that. Ooh, and who is coming to FHL? Are you guys going to FHL? Amanda says, what's an MD file? Okay, sorry. I'm just remembering, too. I forgot to answer a question about the chat. We're in Overskill chat right now. I don't use the YouTube chat. I'm actually not even looking at it. So if anybody's in YouTube chatting right now, go to overskill.live. We have our own page. We do all of this on our own. We're just using YouTube to stream. Everything else is done right inside of here. So hop over, and I want to do my best to stay poignant and on time. So we're going to give away some credits, and I'm going to get that wheel ready. So you guys stick with me just a couple more minutes. I want to give you guys free credits. But an MD file is the how do I explain this the easiest way possible? An MD file is the brain and the SOPs in which the app operates. So like the order of operations. You know, do this first, do this second, do this third, never do this, never do this, never do this. It's the guardrails that the app lives in. That's what your MD files are. And Todd built our MD files, so we don't have to go in there, edit, and change those. You can just, yeah, MD Markdown, yes. Think of it like a brain. Nice. Nice. Oh, Tracy has to work for FHL. That is brutal. That's so cool. Gang, I will do my best to update Platinum with accurate dates and times. I will do my best on that. I promise I will. But I need to give you guys a fail safe. There's so much happening right now, and there's a lot happening, especially next week with Overskill games starting. So if you hopped in late and didn't know about it, go to games.overskill.app. We have Overskill games starting next week. It's a 24-hour build-a-thon where you can win $10,000 hard cash in your pocket. So if you aren't registered, make sure to go register for that. I'll do my best to keep dates and times updated between the different platforms and programs you might be a part of, but you can always go to overskill.live. Overskill.live, and there'll be a waiting page there, and it's always going to display the next date and time. Like right now, I have to build out a scheduler. So right now, if you were to see exactly after this session ends, give me 5 minutes and I'll update the dates and times. But like if you're trying to figure it out for next week, hop in on later Friday, Saturday, Sunday, any time that we're not live, and you're going to see the next time always, and that'll always be accurate for you guys. Always going to be accurate. So good. Yeah, Art, supposed to be an hour. Supposed to be an hour. One of these days, I'm just going to schedule one for 2 or 3 hours, and we're just going to go crazy. That's awesome, Robin. We don't want you missing anything either. Okay, boys, do we have that wheel ready? If we have that real wheel ready, I'd love to give it a spin. Thank you, Lisa. www.games.overskill.app. It looks like we do. It looks like we do. What do we give away today? Let's see. I know we did it earlier with Jetty. Jetty won last time. Let's give away 10K. Let's give away 10K today. So if you guys don't mind, team, there's a giveaway down there below the spinner. You can just put 10K on that. That way we know exactly what it is. Real is wetty. Funny. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do that, gang. Thanks for hanging out. Laura's like, give me 25K. I hear you, Laura. I hear you. You got games.overskill.app. Make sure to join the games. We're going to have so many cool giveaways, and it's going to be an awesome, fun time. All right, cool. Producer Chad, let's give that wheel a spin. Yes, games.overskill.app. Get registered for that, gang. 24 hours or close to it, probably more like 20 hours, 15 to 20 of Russell and Todd. Here we go. Winner is Becky. Nice. Becky, you are the winner. Congratulations, Becky. By the way, gang, how this wheel works is I pull the names of people that are actively logged into this page. So if you're watching right now on the live stream page, but you're not signed into the chat or signed into the page, then it's not pulling your name. All right, so next week, make sure to sign in. You should see it right above your chat to sign in. You should see it in the top right of the page to sign in. I want everybody to have a great shot at all this. I know some of you guys are watching silently, and that's cool. Some of you guys are probably competitors watching. That's cool, too. But I'd love for you guys to all get in the chat. Even if you're a competitor watching, I want to give 10K to everybody if possible. And yes, congrats, Becky. That's amazing. Becky, we should have all the information that we need on you. So those credits are going to be added to your account very, very soon. But awesome. I think we're there. Yeah, I think we're there for the day. Otherwise, we all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit here for the next 10 hours, and I'm just going to keep talking Overskill with you guys and keep building apps. So, yeah, congratulations, Becky. You guys are, I really like this. I really like this. You guys are awesome. You guys, I don't see a sore loser in there. No Chick Hicks is here, so that's fantastic. Gang, it's been great to be with you guys today. As it always is great to be with you. Really cool questions. And I like the questions because I can tell that a lot of you are actually doing the thing. You're having the next logical questions as you take a step in the right direction. So This is super encouraging to me. This is super fun. Selfishly, I'm absolutely loving it. Marie, you guys have such good questions. Keep these coming. Keep these coming. And even if I didn't get to your question in the chat, keep sending it in, because I spend time, like after this is done and all the meetings and webinars are done for the day, at the end of my day, I'm going to take an hour and go through all the chat. I'm going to hear everything that you guys say. So tell me everything, really. But a way to pre-ask questions, yes, I'm making that as well. I want to be honest with you guys. More than likely, like you'll notice over the past, if you were with us since the beginning, you've noticed every single day the page, this overskill.live, this page changes every day. The chat changes every day. The functions change every day. It just gets better and better and better. Next week, there probably won't be as many changes. So some of these things that I want to do, I'm not going to do till the week after, but we're just putting a lot of focus on Overskill games, and we're making that a really, really awesome program. So I say all that to say, yes, you guys have awesome, awesome ideas. The chat is going to be in the replay. I don't think for past ones, we'll see about this one. This one we'll see about. But keep these questions coming. I really, really do appreciate it, gang. I really do appreciate it. I won't keep you guys any longer. Becky, congrats on the giveaway. Thanks for being here with us. You guys absolutely rock. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of our early adopters and our founders and our loved ones. I will let you guys go for today. From everybody here at Overskill, have an amazing weekend. Catch you on Monday.